And we're live from an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heart of American flyover country. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, under the radar, but always, ladies and gentlemen, over the top. Today is no exception. We're going to talk about the upcoming Catholic Church Summit Summit on Abuse. And I'm going to share with you that the Catholic Church has zero intentions of addressing the crisis. The fix is already in before the Pope's summit even begins. And to be fair, I will go exclusively to Catholic sources. We will be going to, ladies and gentlemen, the Catholic organ. And that's probably not the right terminology to use, is it, ladies and gentlemen? But we'll go to a Catholic magazine, a Catholic outlet. It's called The Crux. And one of their lead story, in fact, their lead story today is this. Ahead of Pope's abuse summit, expert warns there's no one-size-fits-all fix. Jesuit Father Hans Zollner, a professor of psychology and president of the Center for Child Protection at the Pontifical Gregorian University in Rome. Now, the first thing that catches my attention is that this article, you can tell it's written by the Catholics, and I was wondering if this was an attempt at stand-up comedy. A leading expert in the field of child protection, a Jesuit priest, a leading expert in the field of child protection. If over 11% of the priests in your organization are pedophiles, then you're not an expert. Well, not the kind you want to be. But I didn't hear a rim shot, which is ba-doom-tsh. So I guess they're serious. A leading expert in the field of child protection has said that while one goal of the upcoming Vatican Summit on abuse prevention is to get the world's bishops on the same page, a uniform solution to the clerical abuse issue doesn't exist. What? If you're having a summit on abuse, there should be one goal: stop the abuse. But one of the goals of the upcoming Pope Vatican Summit is to get the world's bishop on the same page. Well, the problem is they're all on the same kid. This is hypocrisy of the highest order. And to say that a uniform solution to the clerical abuse issue doesn't exist is ridiculous. And I have a one-size-fits-all suggestion to solve the crisis. I have a uniform solution to offer to solve the clerical abuse issue. And I'll do that a little bit later. But Zollner says that the way that they're going to address this issue is to have this meeting, come together and pray, and listen to be informed about what they need to do. Really? While a 3-day meeting is not enough to dive into complex issues, now, of course, something wrong with me, because I think the complex issue is, how do you stop having sex with children? But according to this expert, the complex issues such as implications related to canon law. What? Implications related to canon law? They're screwing children. What are the implications of that in canon law? There has to be some sort of global uniformity in terms of best practices in abuse prevention and prosecution. They're screwing children. What are the best practices to stop that? What are the best processes to prosecute that? At the same time, there can be no one-size-fits-all guideline for the whole church. Really. And listen to this rationale, ladies and gentlemen. At the same time, there can be no one-size-fits-all guideline for the whole church because our languages do not translate certain concepts. The law systems are completely different. The political and social situations are very diverse. Are you serious? Are you serious? In what language do you have to translate "don't screw a kid"? What law of not screwing a kid is completely different? And what political and social situations allow you to screw a kid? If Rome gives everybody one guideline like, don't screw kids, everyone thinks things would be solved once and for all, and they would. But this is not the case. Ay. Well, because I'm a humanitarian, and because I am here to serve and here to help, allow me to offer my consultative services to Jesuit Father Hans Zollner. Allow me to offer my consultative skills to Pope Francis, and allow me to do so gratis. I will do this free of charge. Let me offer to you the Christian Whistleblower's one-size-fits-all fix. Let me offer to you, how did he put it? Let me offer to you my one-size-fits-all best practice in abuse prevention. Allow me to offer that to you, and allow me to offer it to you free of charge. You ready? You take the priests that are found to have committed abuse of children. You turn them over to the local authorities, and the local authorities convict them of child abuse and sentence them to long prison terms with the caveat that their time must be served in the general population of said state penitentiary or federal penitentiary. Problem solved. Because when the former father winds up in the general population of a federal or a state penitentiary, he will find out who's his daddy. And I guarantee you, when the word gets around to the other fathers about what happens when you get to prison and find out who your daddy is, it'll come to a screeching halt. And I do mean screeching, ladies and gentlemen. It'll come to a screeching halt. That's one size fits all. That is a best practices in terms of abuse prevention and prosecution. Guaranteed. You want to play with a kid when you're a father? Well, we're going to send you to prison and let somebody be your daddy. That'll fix it. Once and for all, one perverted, child abusing piece of crap priest at a time. That's because I'm a humanitarian. That's why I've offered my expert consultative advice to Jesuit Father Hans Zollner and to Pope Francis. The Christian Whistleblower has offered you this free of charge. And I hope that you will implement it in your upcoming abuse summit, which you obviously plan to do nothing except mental, clerical, liturgical masturbation. Shame on you, and shame on anyone that still darkens the door of a Catholic church and puts as much as 1 penny in a Catholic plate. And shame on you Protestants that do the same thing, because your priests, your pastors, your ministers are doing the same thing. I proved it to you yesterday. So I'm a humanitarian. I'm here to help. And there you go. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Make sure you join us later tonight at 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern for, Tracy Dyer. They'll have a pizza party at the summit. For The Last Stand with my co-host, Jay Campbell. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, ask questions, question answers. Guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. I didn't even look at the chat because I didn't want to get upset. And above all else, ladies and gentlemen, unindoctrinate yourselves.